9:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, December 14, 2019. We're at, oh, Tina? Tina?
Yes.
We're at 500 White Falls Drive in Columbia, South Carolina for a Midlands Real Estate Investors Association workshop, rehab estimate and inspection workshop on site with contractor Wade, Eddie Sabina, and realtor Stacy Pinkney. The address is 500 White Falls Drive in Columbia, South Carolina. And Eddie is going to take us through the house and teach us what to look for as we do rehab estimates before we make offers on properties. But before we start, I'd like to put a shout out to an entrepreneur who I have a great deal of respect for, Jamar Washington of J Haleem Media. Stacy, could I ask you to maybe just film this really quick? Get the shirt if you could. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, J Haleem Media is an established media company in Columbia, South Carolina. The owner is Jamar Washington, a top-notch entrepreneur and businessman. Go to hashtag I Won't Starve. But you have the hashtag, Stacy?
Yep, I got it.
Great. And please check out Jamar's stuff. He has a book out called I Won't Starve. It's a great read. Highly recommended.
Nice.
Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Okay. Eddie and Stacy, before...
Look, right on time. Right when you was asking for it, right? Oh, thank you.
Okay, before we start, if it's okay, I'd like Eddie and Stacy to give a brief intro of who they are, what they've done, what they're doing, etc., etc. Now, you'll notice the annual members got little info packets, okay, pertaining to what Eddie's going to teach. The rest of you, I hope you don't mind. I hope you have notepads and whatnot, okay? And if you could, annual members, share with the people who don't have. If you could, maybe share what you're looking at, okay? So, anyway, Stacy and Eddie, could you introduce yourselves to our crowd here before we start the inspection?
Well, I'm Stacy Pinkney, and I'm a realtor and an investor. And I've been in real estate since about May 2016, and so things have been progressing steadily upwards. I'm here. I typically help Eddie and Bob find the houses for the repair workshop in hopes that you all learn a lot. This particular home is a little different than what we're used to seeing. A lot of the homes have been really rough, shaved, and a lot of work. And this one will probably still need a lot of work, but I think this one is more similar to what we kind of see, especially as wholesalers going out there. This home is just outdated. Everything is original, so please be prepared to walk into the time capsule and go back, because it is definitely dated. But that's good for us, because the owners, I mean, it's not quite appealing to regular buyers because they don't want to do all that work. So lucky us, we get to come in and check it out, and with the guidance of Eddie and his knowledge, we can find out really what we would be expected in repairs, and then that helps someone like me go back, negotiate, and as long as we can support it, I don't see why a motivated seller wouldn't be open to making this work as a flip for someone or anything else. So we'll see. I guess I'll turn this over to Eddie now. That's a little quick background about the house.
Okay, my name is Eddie Sabina. Most of you know me from the REIA. My biggest accomplishments are I'm buddies with Andy and Bob. Now, I've been doing construction for about 25 years. My dad was in it. I joined the military, did my stint in the military. I got out, decided to stay here in Columbia, South Carolina, because it doesn't get as clean as New York, and it takes less to live here. But I really like South Carolina. I got involved, when I started construction, I was painting for some builders who later took me under their wing, and we started remodeling stuff together. And over the years, I've learned just about everything you should and shouldn't do with a house, or how to do it right. I don't have no buddies around the corner that can get you deep discounts. Everything I do is above board. I deal with reputable people, and I would advise you to always deal with reputable people. I'm a licensed builder, I'm a licensed home inspector, so I kind of got an idea of what I'm looking at. today what we're going to try to do is walk you through this house and take notes. And I'm going to be talking fast because I'm from up north. So if you can, just write as quick as you can. But I'm going to give you some current pricing on stuff. The goal is when you go look at a house, I get nervous with a lot of contractors. We've been at homes that wholesalers are selling, and a potential flip will say, go with me, Eddie, and I'll go. Unfortunately, I don't go for free. There is a fee, because don't go shopping for free. And we'll look, and one thing we've noticed is the contractors for a lot of the other flippers never ever went under the house, and they never got on the roof. If you're going to run into trouble 90% of the time, it's going to be under the house. That's major money under the house. So I always crawl up under, and if I come up shaking my head, it's just not worth it, because imagine paying $200 a foot to replace sill. So if you got a house that's 8 up, we just did one recently, the total, and they got it, they called us before. So that was smart, because it was $18,000. We had to replace the entire floor in this house. It was a ranch. I think you saw the photos on that one. But he knew in advance, and he got a discount because of that. So it does pay to have, come out, because the numbers don't matter. Be leery of the guy that walks in, and I'll show you, they come in, they look around, they walk with you. They just kind of look around, and maybe they're that good. I don't know, maybe I'm just hating on them because they're that good. But within 5 minutes, they can give you a budget. That's pretty good. I haven't got to that level yet. I'm not the Rain Man of remodeling, but I'm working on getting to that point. Because it sure does save me time. On average, if I come out, you and me go look at a property, we're going to be there about an hour, hour and a half. You have to go through the whole thing and look at it. You can't just, 20,000. There's common numbers, no 15,000. No. I've gone to homes and we've looked at another contractor's pricing. They've already bought the home, which is the wrong time to call me. And I asked them, where'd you get your budget from? Well, a guy came in and said he could do it for about 20. Well, a new heating and air system, that's about $5 grand. All the ductwork. A new roof, another $3 to $5 grand. We're already, there are so many issues. I'm like, how'd you come up with this number? And then they got a Federal Pacific box. Stay away from Federal Pacific boxes. FP. Go online today and look up Federal Pacific. It's an issue. But short of that, I'm going to start. I like to move to the front. Bob wants to give a shout out to a gentleman.
Well, I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Jamar Washington, J Haleem Media, hashtag I Won't Starve. Great entrepreneur, great book.
And I want to thank y'all for coming out this morning. Here's what I do. I come up with a system. I start at the front of the house. And what I'll do, I'll look at the front. And I try to use the same system every time, so you get into the habit of that's how you look at a house. Short of that, even the shingle mold is that little piece on top now, right? See where it's separating, like it comes in 3 feet, then there's a separation? Yeah. Most of that stuff, the cheaper stuff, is made finger joint. They take scrap wood and they put them together. The problem with that is it starts separating. And that's where you got your water. Here's a root. Look, here's why. Look at these roots. I want everybody to stick their head in here. If you stick your head in here, I want you to see these roots.
Oh, I'm crawling.
See the roots?
Somebody else can get in there.
See the roots here? Oh, I've seen them bigger than this under one going there.
So what you do with them, Eddie?
Well, that's a good question. Let me tell you what I've learned over the years by watching other people do it. They'll take roots from a tree, and all these roots, they'll cut off all the roots. Then the first big rain, the tree falls down because the roots are like holding. And I've learned, what do? You have to remove the whole tree. This thing, you see the roots, and the tree is stronger than the brick, the mortar, and the cement. But that's a major gap.
But you remove the tree and remove those roots?
Well, they'll die off eventually. I mean, because they're up under the footing. You just want to kill the tree. This tree, you get a guy to come in here, you're looking about $1,500 to $2,500, depending on who you call.
How much?
$1,500 to $2,500 to get rid of this tree. But now you got to skim them out. There is a product called First Coat. It is a mixture of, and I know I'm going fast, but if you have any questions, you have my number. There is a product called First Coat. When we do scrape sealants, when we do, But you have to have a powerful sprayer to spray it. It's 50% primer, 50% sheetrock mud. So when we scrape it, we just come back and spray it, and it looks so pretty. We almost don't need to paint it, but we do because it's a primer. But it's thick. But the wood trim, gotta go. It's outdated, like my house, the one I bought, the money pit. But the wife loves it. Happy wife, happy life, as Bob is gonna learn soon. You can leave that. What I do in a case like this, you got wallpaper. Oh, God. All right, here's a trick with wallpaper. Kills it, yes. But you gotta kills it. You can't use a water-based, because a water-based primer will reactivate the glue. So if you kilts it, it won't reactivate it. And then if it's curling at any of the seams, you can just cut it clean and mud it. Do not attempt to repair remove wallpaper. Kilt it. I do it, I'm telling you, it works. Works like a champ. That oil-based kilt goes on there, it sticks as this oil-based. Then you sand it nice and smooth. You find your seams, they'll never know it was painted.
I think since 1968 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something around
So in the
there.
attic, you were inspecting the house.
Oh, yeah. What we do, and there should be one of these upstairs, I'm just going to show you from here. You can get up in an attic if you want to. My belly's getting in the way of I used to be able to spin all the way around. I've been hanging out with Bob too long.
Where Bob at?
Every time I see Bob, he said, "Want to eat?" And this is a true story.
Like that.
We ate about 2 hours earlier. Then 2 hours later, he said, "Hey, you want to grab lunch?" I said, "Bob, we ate 2 hours ago. I'm hungry." I'm like, no. See these alarms he's got everywhere? There's nothing wrong with that roof deck. That is known as the roof deck. You got 2x6 joists. There's your ridge. But look, you see any water? So when you go up, you'll look for proof or evidence of leaks. You would get up there in the attic and you walk the whole thing, and you can just walk down the middle, shine your light left and right, and look for water stains, and it's real evident if it's leaking.
Yeah.
And it's known, if it's an old leak, it'll be black. But this one looks, I'm gonna tell you, it looks like they took care of this house. It's outdated.
Yeah,
It's probably the same owners, but
yeah.
it's old. But I don't see any evidence of any damage up there from this little area. You have to look at the whole thing. Don't take a shortcut when you're looking at a house to buy it, because it'll be them 10 extra feet you didn't go that have major issues. And the roof and the crawl space are normally going to be major issues. We had a gentleman, here's a house is people always think of the roof covering. Well, the roof deck sometimes goes bad. This home had no air conditioning. And the heat, basically on black shingles, 3 times, it gets hot. Well, when the roofers went up there to replace the roof, guess what they found? The roof deck was blistered. I mean, if you stepped on it, it wanted to give. You know the house I'm talking about. We had to replace 22 sheets. And if the guy didn't call me till after, so I'm not taking the rap for any issues in that house. He already made the deal when he called me. I said, well, why'd you call me? But 22 sheets had to be replaced. What do you think that did to his budget? Yeah, they're not double pane, they're single pane. So, but they put a storm on it. Well, this is something you got to figure. Is this worth fixing? The windows are in great shape. You don't see windows. This house has been kept up. So would I replace all the windows in this house? Probably not. I wouldn't do it. I may do something different with. I don't care for those storms. You can buy some nicer storm windows and put them on top. You know, that's an old one, and they didn't really give them much design. And I don't like those blinds. I like the ones that you just go like this.
You just pull it, yeah.
Right? I don't know how they do that.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, man, how did they do that?
It's expensive though.
But yeah, the intercom, you can update an intercom. There's one guy in town that, oh, that was pretty cool. So
if you had to give a figure to remodel this whole place, what was your numbers?
kitchen,
Stop taking away
bathrooms.
the fun. Wait. That's the fun part.
Oh.
Stop
What's the fun part?
Andy,
I've
once
never been to
again,
this.
Andy can't vote because Andy knows numbers.
Oh, we're supposed to give our own numbers?
Now here's what you're gonna do. The outside's pretty good.
Siento.
You got the kitchen, painting the entire house, 2 small bathrooms that have to be redone.
Oh.
The kitchen, 2 small bathrooms, the roof.
The whole
Yeah,
roof?
and
The whole roof, it needs a new roof?
Dude, you said
Oh,
2
I
bathrooms
missed
or 3?
that.
Because it's 3 of them.
3 small ones up
Well,
there?
it's one. It's a
Oh, the
half
master.
master.
No, we're gonna add to that master like Andy said. We're gonna remodel the master to give it a bigger
Oh.
bath. We're gonna gut that thing, put a tub, a shower.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, in addition.
Now here's the caveat with that bathroom upstairs. Before we do any demo up there, we gotta make sure we can run the piping.
You got to tear the ceiling to do that.
Well, we might be able to work it from up top.
I mean, if you add an addition, if you add the tub and the shower, it already has a shower, but if you add the tub and extending it, in order for you to work the pipes, you got to cut the ceiling.
But we can do it from upstairs.
This one.
We can take the
Yeah, you take the
subfloor
floor out, yeah.
and then look at it, not to mess. We've cut out a wall like this where we're only gonna cut out a section of wall. Instead of tearing out, you know how on TV they gut the whole thing and then they build it? No, a smart guy or a lazy guy, I'll trim it out on this side, cut it out, build it all from this side, and then just cut the sheetrock on the other side. No, barely, all I gotta do is put the door casing on the other side. There's ways to do stuff that, you know, that's why the longer you're in the business, you see the shortcuts. I call them shortcuts, but TV, I told my wife, stop watching. That's not how we do it. That's Hollywood, banging all that wall down, hitting it with a sledgehammer. You shaking stuff up. We don't, even kitchen cabinets, we don't bust them off.
And then they say, oh,
We take them down real easily. We unscrew them because some people use them in their garages. And now we're not damaging the walls and that Hollywood stuff. And if you got a contractor that starts doing that, tell them stop. Just stop right now. You're busting everything up.
Too much HGTV, huh?
Yeah. But all right, come up with a number. And I'm gonna look. And remember the square footage of this house. Take it to 3,000. Just take it to 3,000.
3,000.
Was that 24? How much for a roof?
This is an interesting roof because you really can't figure $200 a square, which is a 10 by 10 foot section. We don't know, so you're gonna guess. And let's say it's at 2,000. Let's say 2,000. You need take 2,000 divide that by 100. That gives you the amount of squares you're gonna need. So you're gonna need 20 squares. Add 20% to that for starter, ridge, and I'm just giving you 20 as a number to work with. We really you need to measure this roof.
So, how much is it for just the HVAC rather than the HVAC and the ductwork?
That's a different price.
Is it double the price?
Oh, it'll double easily.
Oh, for real?
And I'm gonna give you a little. I'm glad she brought that up because the new stuff they're using today, they don't even want to mess with those. They like to tear those out.
What, those silver things?
Them old ducts, because they're polluted, they're nasty inside. I've never seen a HVAC guy, and I only use 2 of them.